What is going on, everybody? It is TheChickfilacowz here bringing you some Madden NFL 25 Ultimate Team, and this is a solo challenge live com video I'm doing for you guys. I believe it is the playoff solo challenge, and in case you guys did not know, you can get I believe 160,000 coins by doing these if you have the time, which is the only bad part, is not everybody has the time to do these. But if you're looking for a pretty easy way to get 150,000 coins, definitely hit up these solo challenges. But this video is not about the gameplay. This video is about Richard Sherman, which I'm sure all of you guys have by now heard what he did. If you have not, I recommend going and looking up what he did, then finishing this video. But I was watching the game like most people, and if you follow me on Twitter, oh, come on now. There is no way Andy Dalton's escaping Vincent Ray on that. That's just some, wow, okay. But if you follow me on Twitter, you might have noticed that I was a little hot over what happened. Like, I was getting pretty angry over how he acted or how he responded after the game. But first off, before I get into what he did, I'm going to tell you guys two quick things. First off, I've noticed a lot of people who have been criticizing him have been doing so partly because of his skin color, just the fact that he's black, and they're, I guess, associating that with lack of intelligence. I don't even know, but I've been seeing that on Twitter and Facebook. So first things first, if you didn't know, he has a communications degree from Stanford, I believe, so he is no dummy in the least. I'm just going to basically comment and give you my opinion on his actions to person, because I am not racist in the least, not a racist bone in my body. I don't care if you're purple. I'm just talking about what he did as a person. And second, I'm not some angry 49ers fan. I was actually rooting for the Seahawks, just to get that out of the way, because I've noticed a lot of other people have just been accusing anybody who criticizes him as being a 49ers fan. And uh-oh, Dez Bryant. Oh, good play there. There we go. Dez getting in on the action. So, you guys all know what happened, and I'm just going to give you my take on it. So, he, after making the tip, then having the ball intercepted to end the game, went over to Michael Crabtree and basically started kind of jawing at him. Now, his excuse for this, I'll tell you what he did really quick if you didn't see. He went over to him, kind of started talking to him, and then he did it like a pat on the butt, and then Michael Crabtree just like hit his helmet and like knocked him back a little bit. So they were going at it. Now, his excuse for that was that he went over to shake his hand and tell him a good game, I believe was his excuse. Or not excuse, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm being a little biased here, but that's what he said. And that Michael Crabtree wouldn't pay attention to him, so then he patted him, then like he hit him. So he basically said he was trying to be a good sportsman, tell him a good game, and Crabtree wasn't having any of it. That was his reasoning for doing that. But then after that, he then started running past the offensive lineman, and I believe Kaepernick, doing a choke signal. Basically, if you didn't already know, referring just to the fact that Kaepernick basically choked, gave up the game in the clutch. And in a way he did, but still, to do something like that, in my opinion, is pretty cheap. So, oh, Victor Cruz, nope, he's not trucking anybody. But that was his reason for doing that. And then the big thing, which got, you know, the interview heard worldwide, or around the world, was he went over to Erin Andrews and she was asking how he was doing, like what he was thinking when that happened, when he made that play. And he went on a rant saying that he was the best player in, I believe, the best defensive back in the league. He said that. He also said that, started criticizing Crabtree. He's like, that's what you get when you, I think he said, when Kaepernick, somebody like that, throws to a sorry receiver like Michael Crabtree, and started criticizing him. And so that's basically the rundown. That's funny, I said I wasn't going to tell you all that he did, but apparently I did. So my take on that is basic sportsmanship 101. Don't criticize your opponent. Like, I played against some real jerks before, and I don't know if Crabtree was jawing with him the whole game, saying stuff that we don't know what he said, or if this was just Richard Sherman being Richard Sherman, because I do know, I think everybody knows, he has a history of kind of getting under the skin of other players and being one of those guys you just hate to play against just because of the way he is. Now, I think most of that's an act, personally. He just does that to try to get under the skin, make them have mistakes, maybe get a pass interference on the offense, something like that, in my opinion. So that's just more like a tactic that he does. But apparently, you know, to do what he did, criticizing Crabtree, that's just not classy. You never ever criticize another person. Like I was trying to say, I played against some really real jerks when I played sports, whether it's football or basketball, and I mean, I never criticized. I never was on a national television with an interview either, but I mean, you just, you know, say good game afterwards, which he said he was trying to do, but you don't go on national television going on a rant and criticizing other player. I mean, to me, that's just low class. You don't do something like that. And the other big thing, he said he was the best defensive back in the league. Maybe he is. I believe the stats show that he is. But even if you are, I mean, you don't go off and say that you are. I mean, let the sportscasters decide who the best quarterback is, who the best defensive back is, who the best player is. You don't have to do it yourself and say you are. I mean, there's that saying, I believe, which one? That one, like, if you are a lady, you don't have to keep saying it, you know? I mean, if you are, people are going to know you are. Let your play, your actions speak for themselves. You don't have to hop on TV and go on a rant to let everybody know. So to me, that also was extremely unprofessional. I mean, I also criticized Flacco for this. I believe this was before he won the Super Bowl. Flacco made a comment that he was the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't know, he might have said the best quarterback of all time. I really do not remember. But in either way, he said he was the best quarterback. And I criticized him then for that. I'm like, first off, he hadn't won a Super Bowl, but let's not get into the stats. I just feel like it's like, if, like I already just said, I just already made my case. If you are the best, you don't have to say it. That's just, I mean, show some class, show some humility, and I mean, let the stats speak for themselves. Let your play speak for itself. You don't have to just say you're the best. I mean, that's just me. So I don't know what you guys think. I think what it really comes down to is there are plenty of little kids out there that look up to these NFL players, like Richard Sherman, for one, or Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and you know, the NFL players are stars, are people they want to grow up and be. And I can't help but think, do these kids really need to be hearing their role model, at least in their mind, their role model, saying he's the very best? I mean, how is that going to affect them when they grow up? Like, I mean, you don't know. Kids, like, they're like a sponge. They soak things in. I mean, they hear their players saying, I'm the best there is. Next thing you know, they might start acting like that. And I just feel like it was a horrible example for the kids and the people that look up to him, and also it just wasn't very professional. I don't know. That's just my take on it. You guys can tell me what you're thinking about it. Just give me your opinion. Comment below. I mean, do you agree with how he acted? I mean, did you like what he did? Do you think it was all an act? I mean, that's another possibility. I mean, for all we know, Richard Sherman was just doing this to get attention. He may not have meant a single thing he said, though I kind of think he did. But, uh-oh, are we going to finish this video with a Marshall Faulk touchdown? Oh, almost. Anyways, that's just my opinion. So, like, subscribe, tell your friends, eat more chicken, comment, let me know what you think about Richard Sherman, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace.